Hey, Dr. Bob here at Proactive Wellness and Injury Center, and I've got in this video, it's one of those I told you so kind of moments for me. But I will tell you this, you might want to watch this because I don't know how long I don't know who they are, they're going to allow this video to be up before they take it down, as they have done on a few of the other videos that we put up. And then also this information, you want to have a seat, when I share this with you, because it's fantastic. I've been telling you ever since how amazing, fearfully and wonderfully made the human body is. It has the ability to protect itself, to regenerate itself, to repair itself, to remodel itself, to replenish itself. I mean, it goes on and on and on, reproduce itself. Fearfully and wonderfully made. And how important it is that we feed it, that we fuel it with the right nutrients. Well, I said all of that to talk about the one that I've been talking about for a long time. We're talking about vitamin D, and not just any vitamin D, because there's different levels or types, but I'm talking about vitamin D3. Now, um, and it's imperative. It is essential in the regulation of both the what's called the innate and the adaptive immune systems. Okay, now there's a group that studies the levels of vitamin D. It's called the Endocrine Society, and they have listed that the optimum level for an individual in the United States or anywhere, I guess, should be around 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter. So when you get your vitamin D tested, they're saying it should be 40 to 60 nanograms. For my clients, this is just me personally, for the patients that come to us, I want to get them up around 80 nanograms. I feel very good about that, and so will my patients, because their immune system is going to be even stronger, especially given the current circumstances that we're in. Okay, so I like to get it up around 80. Unfortunately, according to the same research, the Endocrine Society they said the standards of according to their standards, there's over 40% of the individuals in the United States are severely deficient in the vitamin D levels that they have. And because of that, they are at greater risks for any and all diseases, including, this one that we're in the middle of right now. And these people in particular are going to be the older adults, the dark-skinned people, and people who are obese or who have diabetes. So let me repeat this. People that are older population, darker skinned individuals, blacks and Hispanics, Mexicans, Chicano, I mean all of the darker skinned individuals, people that are overweight, and people that are diabetic. You are at a greater risk of not only contracting diseases, having these diseases, but also in dying soon. So, and I'm not being overly dramatic in this, all right? So long before the COVID era came upon us, we realized that a vitamin D deficiency was associated with a lot of different diseases, from like poor bone health to higher cancer risks, a higher risk of developing cancer, any of the cancers, as a matter of fact, higher risk of depression, incidence of seasonal flus, and also even a shorter lifespan. So let me repeat that. We know that people that have lower levels of vitamin D, if they're insufficient in vitamin D in their body, they're at a higher risk of poor bone health, of developing cancer, of experiencing depression, and seasonal flus, and even a shorter lifespan. So it behooves you to get your vitamin D levels checked. That's your responsibility. Now, also and this is what I want to get to, to have my aha moment, or I should say my I told you so moment, because anyway, there was a group that did independent studies on more than 20 countries, okay, regarding the vitamin D levels in the individuals. And I'm going to have to refer to this because I don't want to I don't want to misquote them, and I want you to get the facts, and we'll back it up. But this research they did, they analyzed data from one population-based study. Now, what they did, are you ready? They measured the long-term vitamin D status, primarily vitamin D3 status in more. This is how amazing this study is. And oh, goodness. They studied more than 400 million. It wasn't a study of 2,000 or 20,000. It was over 400 million people worldwide, not just in one country, but all over the world. And seven, not one, but seven clinical studies, they measured the vitamin D levels post-infection. So they did this after the infection as well, okay? Now the researchers, and I'm going to get into this, they utilized a machine learning model to compute the expected death rates among the individuals that they tested for over 400 million people in 20 different countries. The machine learning based on characteristics such as the patient's age, the sex, the median vitamin D levels, that means where they were at the time they were tested, what their levels were, and whether they had diabetes. Now, I want to stop here because in the United States, we think diabetes, we want to maintain it. What a bunch of garbage. And we have the commercials where they play the cutesy, the music and that, and the person is smiling and they're so happy they're taking this and taking that, and they got this patch now, and their A1C is this level. It brought it down, and boom, boom, boom. It's like, my house is on fire, but hey, I got this fan, and there's not as much smoke being produced. My house is still burning down, but I'm not producing the same amount of smoke. What a travesty. Honest to goodness. Anyway, look, if you have diabetes, I just want to stop and just touch on this. I want to tell you something. It's totally arrestable. It's totally reversible. You understand? You don't want to control it. You want to get rid of it. See? Because if you're diabetic, I don't care how good you feel on the outside or what you convince yourself of, I'm telling you, you're dying. And I know it's appointed for everybody to die. I got it. But look, you got diabetes, you're going to die a lot quicker than was laid out for you. All right? Okay. So anyway, I get back to this, and I apologize for getting off there. So the time frame for the data collection preceded. Now, I want you to know that when they collected this data, it was before the advent of the COVID vaccines. So they got this all before they brought the vaccines out for the COVID. So the vaccines played no part in this research. This was totally based upon the body and the effect that vitamin D, the presence of vitamin D, had in the body. Now, the analysis revealed that people who had optimal vitamin D levels preceding the SARS-CoV-2, infection were this is the research, I'm just quoting it, were highly unlikely to die from their illness, suggesting that vitamin D reduces the risk of death from COVID-19. Vitamin D reduces the risk of COVID-19 without the vaccine. The analysis revealed that people who had this, now there were two data sets that provided the strong evidence that low vitamin D3 is a predictor. It's a predictor rather than a side effect of the infection. See, so what they're saying is if you were tested and you had low vitamin D3 in you, you're likely to get sick, and certainly sick of this virus as well. And the virus didn't cause the reduction in the vitamin D. The presence of the reduction or the low amount of vitamin D allowed the illness to happen. Got it? Okay. In fact, the results were so profound, so amazing are these results, and I'm quoting here from the research, that the researchers theorized that COVID-19 deaths would be, are you seated? Would be virtually eliminated. I'm going to say this very slowly. They postulated, they theorized that COVID-19 deaths caused by this virus, would be virtually eliminated. This is without a vaccine, any of the vaccines or the boosters or anything else, would be virtually eliminated if vitamin D3 levels could be raised significantly. And there's a quote here, quote, COVID-19 mortality risks correlates inversely with vitamin D3 status and a mortality rate close to zero. That means the rate of people dying would be close to zero, could theoretically be achieved at the 50 milligram or nanogram level of vitamin D3. That's what they wrote in their summary. See, I told you that the society said that the norm, they say, should be 40 to 60, and we're severely depleted. I like my people, I like my clients, the people that entrust their health to me, I like to get it up to 80. But they stated, and I got to repeat this, that they stated that the COVID-19 deaths would be virtually eliminated. Nobody would die from COVID-19 if their vitamin D levels were pumped up to at least 50 nanograms. I got to pause here for a moment, because I hear these people telling me about the science, and the science is only about the shot, the vaccine. This was done before the vaccine, when we were in the throes of the virus, right? Without the vaccine, these people lived. 400 million people in 20 countries. Why isn't this on your news? Why aren't you hearing about this? Why are they mandating these vaccines when you can go to your doctor and you can get your vitamin D level checked, and you can start taking a very absorbable form of vitamin D3 with other reagents in there, and you could be boosting your immune system, never getting the shot, and they said, not me, even though I would agree, they postulated that if people got their vitamin D level up to 50 or above nanograms, there wouldn't be anybody dying. This is what the science says. This is what the science says. Now, for those of you that need a little bit more of the science, here you go. The research was published online at it's called medRxiv, and it was published in September, just last month of 2021. Forgive me, I get excited about this because I know how powerful the human body is. How many lives are being screwed up by this? Little kids, older, all our dark-skinned citizens, everybody's life is being affected. Look, so you can go to and it's going to be medRxiv, and it's pronounced the medRxiv, okay? And you can see the research. It's a free online archive. You can go to it. And for the unpublished manuscripts, if you like science, if you like research, man, help yourself. Get into it. It's in the medical, clinical, and related health sciences sections, and you can have that there. Now, look, if that's not enough, let me give you some more. Thank you for allowing me to do this. There are 3 vitamin D studies in 11 days. They all link low vitamin D to COVID risk. There's a former CDC chief, you've heard about the CDC. This chief affirms vitamin D reduces the COVID-19 risk. Low vitamin D levels increase COVID-19 death rates. Low vitamin D increase the death rates. High vitamin D stops it. According to a new U.S. study. It's all there, folks. It's all there. Vitamin D, B12, and magnesium reduce COVID-19 severity in the Singaporean study. Low vitamin D raises risk of COVID-19 deaths, according to the University of Chicago study. Vitamin D deficiency linked to 54% higher COVID rate in Boston in a Boston University study. Vitamin D deficiency, low vitamin D, 54% higher COVID rate in Boston in a Boston University study. There's a French study. We don't want to leave our French people out. A French study finds elderly patients taking vitamin D supplements are more likely to survive the COVID-19 onslaught. So what do you want to do? What am I saying in this? Look, number one, the science speaks. The science, look it up. And when you go out there, take the science with you. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. It's your body. You have a right. If you want to smoke cigarette, you can do that. If you want to take birth control pill, you can do that. If you want to live your life with diabetes, you can do that too, right? But if you want to depend on your body and its God-given abilities, you should have a right to do that too. And now you have the science. Oh, we can overwhelm you with the science that just affirms all of these things, that you can do it without you should have the right to do it based upon the science. It's out there, folks, but it's being suppressed, it's being hidden, it's being ignored, it's whatever, but it's not being shared. I'm here to share it with you as long. That's why I said watch this video before they take it down, because I think I got a feeling in my gut it's not going to last long. Okay, and you can see the articles for yourself. You can see the articles for yourself. And look, if you want some help with this, you call us, you contact us. We'll help you out. All right, because my goal is to help you to enjoy the best performance of your life in the body that's been fearfully and wonderfully made as you fulfill your responsibility in caring for it. Hey, thank you so much for allowing me to share this information with you. Please share it with others. Please do that. I mean, you're going to empower them. Please share it with them, okay? And again, thank you for allowing me to share it with you. And until the next video, and as always, God bless.